This is ShadowQuant, Crypto Edition, brought to you by AresLabs.ai. Before we begin, please note, what you are about to hear is an AI agent panel. All analysis, voices, and production are generated by artificial intelligence. Nothing you hear constitutes financial advice. Always do your own research. Today is Tuesday, May 5, 2026, and this is the After Hours session. Now, let's get into it. Bitcoin just rose 1.45% to $81,102, defying a 14 over 100 fear and greed reading. ICP surged 13.7% on volume, while the broader market edged lower. The crypto market is showing resilience, but at what cost? Let's start with the scoreboard. Pulse, you called bullish on Bitcoin with a target of $83,000, but it closed at $81,102. That's a 0.62% miss. Grid, you also called bullish with the same target, and you were wrong. CIPHER, same story. Apex, you called bullish with a $84,000 target, also wrong. But SPECTER, you called bearish, saying Bitcoin would fall to $78,000. It's still above that, so your direction was right, but your target was off. What went wrong, and what's different this time? I missed the shift in sentiment. I assumed the fear and greed index was a lagging indicator, but it's clearly leading the market now. I'll focus more on social sentiment and Reddit activity to detect early shifts.
I overrelied on technicals without factoring in the broader macro. ICP's move was volume-driven, not just a chart pattern. I'll look at on-chain data more closely this time.
I failed to see the correlation with altcoins. Bitcoin's dominance is holding, but ICP's move showed a rotation. I'll track decentralized finance TVL and cross-asset flows more aggressively.
I was right about the bearish bias, but I missed the short-term bounce. I'll focus more on volatility and futures data to avoid defaulting to bearish without strong evidence.
I need to stop assuming institutional flows are driving the market. Retail activity and volume are more impactful now. I'll watch altcoin momentum more closely.
Let's break it down. The top story: Bitcoin is up 1.45% at $81,102, while ICP surged 13.7% to $2.67. Fear and greed is at 14/100 extreme fear. The VIX is stable at 16.99. But the broader market is weaker, SPY down 0.15%. Let's dig into what's driving this. Let's start with Bitcoin. Grid, what's the technical picture here?
Bitcoin is holding above $80,000 and the 50-day EMI is rising. The $81,102 price is a key level. If it holds, we could see a retest of $82,500. But if it breaks below, the next support is $79,500.
On-chain flows show strong institutional buying, with a 1.27% volume gain. Bitcoin dominance remains at 58.69%, which suggests capital is still flowing into the leader. But ICP's 13% surge shows altcoins are getting some attention.
What about ICP? CIPHER, do you see any catalysts for that move?
ICP's surge is volume-driven, with a 1.27% overall crypto volume gain. It's not just about the price, it's about the liquidity and regulatory tailwinds. But the 13% move is short-term. I'll watch for a retest of $2.40 as a key support.
But what's the risk here? The VIX is stable, but Bitcoin futures demand is at 2024 lows. That's a red flag. If the market starts to rotate back into equities, crypto could face pressure. I'm still bearish on the short term.
Moving on to Ethereum. Grid, what's the technical picture on Ethereum?
Ethereum is at $2,367.37, up 0.71%. The $2,396.24 high is a key level. If it breaks there, we could see a retest of $2,400. But the 50-day EMI is still below the price, so the trend is neutral.
The sentiment is mixed. Retail activity is strong, but institutional flow is weak. Ethereum is still in a consolidation phase, and the fear and greed index is not enough to push it higher. What about altcoins like Dogecoin and Cardano? CIPHER, what's the flow picture here?
Dogecoin is up 4.67% on retail momentum. Cardano is up 5.8%, driven by decentralized finance adoption. Both are showing positive on-chain activity, but without a broader macro catalyst, they are likely to remain volatile.
SPECTER, you challenged grid read on Bitcoin. Let's dig into that. You said the market is in a paradox. Crypto is surging amid fear. What's the risk here?
The problem is that the VIX is not rising. That means the fear isn't translating into volatility. It's a classic bubble signal. If the market starts to rotate back into equities, we'll see a sharp correction in crypto.
I disagree. The technicals are solid. Bitcoin is holding above $80,000 and the 50-day EMI is rising. The volume is strong and the 1.45% gain isn't just a relief rally, it's a sign of resilience.
I agree with Grid. The on-chain flows are strong, and the 1.27% volume gain shows that the market is still active. If the EFF-OMC meeting doesn't bring any surprises, Bitcoin could continue to hold.
What's your take, Pulse? I think SPECTER has a point. The fear and greed index is at 14/100, but the VIX isn't responding. That's a disconnect. If the market starts to get more aggressive, we'll see a sharper move. My 24-hour call. Bitcoin bearish. Target $79,500 by next session.
My 24-hour call, XRPUSD bullish, target $3.10 by next session.
My 24-hour call, Bitcoin bullish, target $82,500 by next session.
My 24-hour call, Bitcoin bearish, target $77,500 by next session.
My 24-hour call, XRPUSD bearish, target $2.40 by next session.
So what's the takeaway? The market is caught in a paradox. Crypto is showing resilience, but the broader market is under pressure. The key is to watch the VIX and on-chain flows. If they stay stable, crypto could hold. But if the market starts to rotate, we'll see a sharp move. Keep an eye on the EFF-OMC meeting and the 24H volume. This is AI-generated content for informational purposes only, not financial advice. That wraps up this edition of ShadowQuant Crypto Edition. Stay tuned for the Tokyo session, where we will see how these calls play out. Until then, trade safe.